Where does the desire to help others come from? And how can this, perhaps our greatest virtue, be applied in the world to heal wounded hearts, to reunite families, to renew our faith in ourselves and what we can achieve? NYANA has an answer, and it is united in a passion born from the Jewish principle of tikkun olam, of repairing the world. In its 52 years as an organization, NYANA has helped resettle and restore the lives of over 500,000 people from over 140 countries, who together represent many of the world's great spiritual and cultural traditions. The world has changed immeasurably since NYANA began. But an immigrant or a refugee's desire for a better life is as real as the benefits our cities and our nation derive from supporting them in their quest to find happiness. This is NYANA's commitment.
You know, many years ago, Americans believed in a concept called a melting pot. We don't believe in that anymore. We don't believe that people come here to be lumped together and to be blended into looking exactly like each other. We talk about concepts now of cultural pluralism and diversity. And our agency is geared up towards dealing with every group out of the cultural context which they come from.
We encourage exploration of where they came from, not to deny it, to bring it to other Americans. We are a multicultural, multi-ethnic religious society, and there's so much to be shared.
One of the important factors of the survival and the success of the Tibetan in India as a refugee was being together as a community. And NYANA created that sense of direction in the first place. Not only a sense of direction modeled after so many communities that they have helped with all their knowledge and the experience they have.
You see, people came from the different world. The surrounding environment was desert, camels, clay houses, crooked streets and lanes. All of a sudden, they came from that part of the world and landed here in the Western Hemisphere, and skyscrapers in Manhattan. It was like a great shock, cultural shock. People were at a loss. And at this point, NYANA was there to say hello to them, say, we'll take care of you.
Couple of months after we arrived to this country, we were at somebody's home, and my grandfather was playing piano, and people, American people, asked my grandfather, how many hours you playing every day? And my grandfather had to say that he didn't play since we left Russia. And the day of my grandfather's birthday, somebody knocked the door, and when my grandfather opened the door, the most beautiful new piano was delivered as a gift from the people with the help of NYANA.
NYANA seeks to help people to make that bridge between the country that they came from, the culture that they came from, and the mainstream society here. We help them to make that bridge in two ways. One, we give them the skills that they need to make it in America. But we also help them to maintain some sense of cultural continuity, to keep in touch with the cultural heritage that they've brought with them.
The first step in America is the step that you take together with NYANA. NYANA is showing that the culture, Jewish culture in America does not disappear, and fully supports and helps to organize festivals. So every single person who came from a different part of the world can show their costume, their dances, the food.
NYANA has closely worked with the Tibetan community in America for the last 10 years. So it is the agency responsible for helping the resettled 1,000 Tibetans and their families in New York and New Jersey area, as well as other parts of the countries.
The Tibetan community felt the need of NYANA's help in order to build strong and viable community, and also, they needed technical support from NYANA.
Most of the people who work for us have a personal connection to the immigration experience. Either they themselves are immigrants or refugees, or their parents or grandparents were. We're like a big family, and we're all connected to the whole concept of helping people who have come here to make it in America.
The Latino community is a fast-growing community. Currently, it represents about 25% of the population in New York City. Some of the programs that NYANA provides for the Latino communities are the legal services, citizenship program, micro-enterprise loans to people who want to start a business or to expand a business.
It's very important to have the right staff. People come to work at NYANA because their heart brought them here.
As a Haitian, I know the need and I know the way Haitian believe or trust people, and they are very proud people. By being proud, they rely on an organization like NYANA to bring the good work to them.
When they come to NYANA and the Center for Women and Families, most of them realize that they have come to a place where people understand immigration issues, separation, isolation, lack of skills, fear of deportation, fear of law enforcement authorities, and they're really able to open out to us and feel comfortable in dealing with our workers.
Our staff is very dedicated to the success of our clients. We love hearing their success stories, and we hear these stories every day. That's our reward.
NYANA is like you have an open house, but that open house doesn't have doors, it doesn't have windows, and everybody can come through and get help.
NYANA is oxygen for our community. Now we can breathe.
NYANA is kind of like, for the Tibetan, it's like a Statue of Liberty in modern times, where we began our life.
I think that the needs of the people who are coming now and will be coming in the future are the same as they've always been. I think the way in which NYANA will have to help them will have to change. We're going to have to lean more heavily on the use of technology. We're going to have to find new ways to fund our services. We're going to have to find new ways to communicate with the people we serve. And that's really the future.
All people have within themselves the power to build a meaningful life and contribute to a better world, no matter how challenging their circumstances. NYANA honors this potential in all of us by reaching out to immigrants of every nation and by helping them realize their most cherished goals. Because of America's great principles, we remain the most fertile ground for human achievement. And by linking the promise of each individual with the spirit of our country, NYANA continues to strengthen and enrich America with every immigrant we serve. This is the promise that guides us.